Hi guys, I'm going to post a quick video here. I made something that's kind of cool and I think it would be handy for botters. What this is a tree generator. It takes the Vox script tree file, all the code inside of it. It gets converted into a readable Python script and it outputs a 3D model Vox file instead of it just procedurally generating when the map loads up. So it's kind of neat. I'm going to show you quickly what all this does, and I'm going to provide like an upload link and or a download link or a share link where anyone can come and use this and make their own trees for their own maps. So what I have here is the code structured already. Um, all you have to do first, whenever you get this file, is click this. It installs all the widgets that you need, and that's the only time you ever need to click that. Um, After that, you click this button. This will load these slider options, and it will activate this button right here, a generate tree button. So that's all you need to do for now. After it generates the tree, you're able to download it to your computer. And it also generates a quick PNG file of the tree, just a preview image. It's not very good, but it sort of helps determine how big and wide the tree is. And then you can also download the picture. So let's go ahead and set up a tree here. The scale function determines the overall height of the tree. So I'm going to put it at 2.8. That's going to almost set it to close to the 256 max height in the Magic of Voxel work area. If you put it lower, the tree is going to be really small. The higher the scale is, the taller the tree is. Trunk size. This determines the overall and average trunk size, including the branch thickness of the tree. The lower the value, the thinner the trunk. The higher the value, the wider and thicker the trunk. I'm going to keep this at a scale of 1. I'm just going to probably keep it at 1.5 for now. A spread. The spread determines the branch wideness and spread from the trunk. A lower spread setting will make the branches appear straight up and thin, kind of like the trunk, just all the way up. A higher spread will make the branches appear wide and full and fluffy and more natural looking in like a thick forest setting. I'm going to keep this spread at an 8. No, I'm going to keep this spread at a 0.6 for now, and we're going to see what that looks like. The twist factor determines the wackiness, the twistiness of the tree. I'm going to keep this rather low because I don't really need twisty trees right now. If you put this too high, you're going to notice that it might get real wacky. So I'm going to keep that at 0.2 for now. Leafiness determines the amount of leaves and bushiness of the leaves on the tree. I'm going to keep that at a 1.8 and see what that looks like. Of course, if you keep it low, the less leaves you have, the higher the value is, the more leaves you have. Let's keep this at 1.8 for now and see what that looks like. Gravity will determine the droopiness of the leaves. If you keep it at a negative value, that acts more naturally as the leaves will droop downwards. If you increase the gravity, the leaves will start raising towards the sky, like they're reaching towards the sky. It really depends on what your goal is. Right now, I'm just going to keep the leaves drooping at a negative 0.3 setting to make it look like a natural forest. Iterations will determine the craziness. Well, how do I put this? The higher the value of iterations, you're going to see a really full tree with lots of craziness on it. Uh, the lower the iterations, you're going to see pretty much, I'm not too sure how low is too low, but it's going to even out and the tree's going to not be as crazy. I'm not going to touch this actually. I'm going to leave that at 12 and we're going to see what that looks like. Now, when you have all your settings as you want, go ahead and click Generate Tree. Now, it's going to take just a few seconds depending on the values you set, and it also has to load the PNG image as well, so it has to do all that at once. There it is. It doesn't take that long at all. Here's the tree it made. As you can see, it's kind of wonky looking. You'll notice it creates a square here, and in Magica Voxel, you just erase that. That's okay. I'll show you how to do that. I kind of think the trunk is a little too thick. I'm going to decrease the trunk thickness to 1. I'm going to hit Generate again. And again, it's just generating everything all at once, so you just have to wait a little bit. And now, as you can see, the trunk has decreased in thickness, and that looks more natural. It's going to look better in game. So once it's generated here, you can go ahead and hit this button. This will download the Vox file it just made. I'm going to go ahead and open this up right now. And voila, this is the tree it makes. You can load up the Teardown Magica Voxel palette or save a preset one, and that's what I did here. I have a preset one that I can just go ahead and color it how I want. You can do this your own way. Again, it's per tree, per setting. So it really varies per tree how you want it to look. But for my forest setting, I'm going to have the tree look like this. One more tip. If the tree's really big like this, as I have it, I set it to be really big. That's the value. That's the overall dimensions of it. You might want to, let's choose the selection. You might want to divide the tree in half or more, depending on the size of the tree, because in the game, it will lag if you have one giant work area when you try to destroy the tree or hit it with a hammer or something. You'll notice a little bit of lag with one solid chunk like that. If you shrink the chunks, you'll see that the game acts a lot better. It likes smaller chunks. So depending on the tree size, just chunk it up a little bit there. We're going to go ahead and save this tree into our mod directory. I'm going to give it a name. Let's just call it Slider Tree 10 because I have some slider trees already. Let's open up the game here. And we're going to load our map. And what I'm going to do now, quickly, I'm going to grab a tree here that's I already made in the map. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to find the tree that I just made, which is called, I named it Slider Tree 10, right there. Give it a little bit of adjustment so it's not in the ground. Put it to where you want. Let's put it there for now. There it is, guys. There's your tree that you just generated using the script. It's a complete 3D model. You can go in Magic of Voxel and change it however you want, or just change the colors and put it in your map as is. And as you can see, there's no lag or anything when the map loads up. When you have procedurally generated trees in your map, and if you have a lot of them, the map needs to load all of those at once when the map loads. And that takes up loading time. You'll see if you have a bunch of procedurally generated trees in the map, the loading time increases quite dramatically. This makes it so you have simple 3D Vox files that do not need to be procedurally generated when the map loads up at all. They're already generated. They're already here. And that makes it a lot easier on the overall optimization of the game. And it makes it a lot more playable. It might help people with low-end computers. Look at that. Look at the trees it makes. You could get quite fancy. This is my favorite tree I made. Look at all the branches that you can make. All you have to do is change the settings. Play with them. Play with the settings a little bit. Hit generate, load the tree in, and see what it looks like. And if it's not to your liking, just change the settings again. It's a little trial and error, but that's a lot of scripting and modding in Teardown anyway. So I hope you like this video. I hope it helps. I'm going to end up sharing the link to the script, the Google Colab file, and I'm also going to download it and provide an upload link so you can just um, open it up in Colab from your computer whenever you want. Um, Again, I hope it helps modders. It's quite a handy tool. It's going to help load time and everything like that. All right, that's a quick little video. I just wanted to show you what that was all about, and I hope it helps you guys. I know it's going to help my maps a lot. Thanks, guys. Cheers.